Hey, what's up YouTube? It's Diaphone. Today I want to talk about a few of my concerns or hot takes for Melty Blood. So first one, let's get right into it. I think this game is going to be super broken on launch. Let's just take Guilty Gear. You know, Guilty Gear Strive I think is a game that a lot of people will say is broken on launch. You know, everyone complained about Soul. A lot of people, including myself, had Soul in literally S tier by himself. So very strong character. That game had 3 betas. Think about it. The devs had 3 opportunities and many players to playtest their game in order to balance it, and you still managed to have an S tier Soul. And don't get me wrong, each beta, each time they kept playing it, it kept refining the game over and over. And so for example, I think if Potemkin was like how he was in the beta, Potemkin would be like Soul tier. That character is crazy. But this game, 0 betas. Not to mention, you have a developer that's very well versed in making games super broken. So what do I mean by that? Well, French Bread's last game, Under Night in Birth series, was actually crazy broken on release. It's actually in a really good spot now, pretty balanced. But this game had like infinites, this game had like super stratified tier list. What am I talking about? Well, let's just take this example from Lord Jayuna himself. So Waldstein literally had an infinite. And you could just win the whole match as long as he had meter to convert into the infinite. This shit never gets old. I gotta fast forward this. And you can literally just timer scam the whole thing. The crazy part is, Waldstein wasn't the only character with an infinite either. I would have rage quit right there. But yeah, I think this game is going to be crazy broken. Just the fact that they haven't done any playtesting and the track record not looking too good. So let's talk about my second hot take. So one of the things that a lot of people are talking about in Melty but are the strengths of the meter and the defensive mechanics, right? I mean, you have the moon gauge, you have the magic circuit gauge, and you know, shield, which also serves as a really strong defensive mechanic. And compared to something like Strive, or maybe it's like say Grand Blue, these mechanics seem very strong defensively. And they also seem like you get a lot of free get out of jail cards. EX moves seem really strong, giving you properties that you might not otherwise get. And it looks like you get a lot of different meter to use too. And so this kind of reminded me, I think what will make a really strong character in this game is one that can abuse the system mechanics. Especially when a system mechanic is really strong, the characters that can take advantage of it most are the ones to succeed. So what do I mean by that? Well, let's take a look at KOF. So KOF 14, when the game released, has this thing called max mode. So when you activate max mode, you basically get a set number of EX specials. Kind of reminds me a lot of Melty Blood and being able to activate Moon. And some of these specials are really strong, and not every character has a really strong special. So someone like Mature can just activate, and she can keep doing this EXTP, which, you know, is that move. Invincible, -2 on block, and you get a combo from it. So, as you can imagine, when this game released, she was pretty strong. In fact, a lot of people consider her top tier because she could just keep doing this move over and over, and if you keep blocking it, there's a guard crush meter in this game and you just die. So yeah, it's kind of a classic. I think you're going to see something very similar in Melty Blood, in the sense that some characters are going to either have like very good EX moves that they can spam and beat a lot of other characters' options. I think another common thing is, you know, shield seems really strong, so some characters might have options that just straight up beat shield, and unshieldable Oki, for example. These characters will be able to run Oki where the other characters can't, right? So I'm pretty interested to see how this will develop, but I can almost guarantee some character will be broken because they take advantage really well of the system mechanics, just like Mature in KOF 14. My third and final hot take is I think people are going to complain more about this game than Guilty Gear Strive, or at least the same amount. And why? Well, let's talk about, you know, do people actually complain about Guilty Gear? Well, yeah. I mean, you know, you have the Sonic Fox hot take, you know, about like I have zero motivation to play Strive, its game's uncreative, I feel limited, there's poor defense. I mean, you guys have heard it all, right? Let's show you some other takes. Old Guilty Gears are better than Strive, for example. You know, it's obviously preference. Zato's broken. Zato's not even a broken character, but you know, people talk about Zato balance. Another thing Yeah, I thought this was too funny. Am I the only person who gets a little annoyed by the ending quips? I mean, like, people complain about everything. And especially a game like Melty Blood, where there's not necessarily that refinement. Again, hasn't been any beta test. You're gonna have even worse balancing, like I'm predicting, compared to Guilty Gear Strive. There's gonna be all the more to complain about, right? I mean, think about Guilty Gear when it released. The lobbies weren't working right, the loading screen. There are some legitimate complaints about Guilty Gear. Overall, I think it's a really good game. I think the same thing is gonna happen here. I think overall, I'm really gonna like Melty. I'm gonna play Melty. I think it's gonna be a really good game, but it's gonna be rough around the edges, right? It's just the nature of fighting games. When people lose, their ego gets damaged and they have to take it out on something. I think Melty Blood, there's gonna be a lot of different things to take it out on. Whether defense being too strong, shields broken, who knows? But I guarantee in some form it will exist. Yeah, the roster's too small. Despite these hot takes, I think Melty Blood is going to be an awesome game to get into. I'm personally really excited for it, and I hope you are too. I won't let this stuff dissuade you. Broken games can be really fun. I just recommend, I personally, you're not going to catch me playing bottom tier in the release of Melty Blood. Let's just put it like that. So yeah, if you're interested, I'm going to be going pretty hard on Melty. If you're interested, you know, please consider like, sharing, subscribing to the channel. But yeah, I'm going to be releasing guides and other gameplay footage for the game, so check me out. And thanks everyone for watching. Have a great day.